tired of eating the same old stuff every single day? When you go to restaurants, they serve the same old crap? Well, guess what, guys? You can actually do something at home that's going to tickle your fancy. When I mean tickle your fancy, I'm talking about Fancy Meals meets the backyard grill. Yes, I said it. Fancy Meals meets the backyard grill. And what I mean by that, we're going to be doing Beef Wellington. Yes, sir. It's going to be barbecue, it's going to be smoked, and it's going to be delicious. And this is going to be Gordon Ramsay. Yes, I said it. Gordon Ramsay, the chef himself, his recipe. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison, and we're going to do it with a barbecue twist. Smoking Jazz barbecue twist. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how this is done. Stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, guys, and make sure you share this with all your family and friends. And tell them about Smoking Jazz barbecue. Enjoy. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Smoking Jazz Barbecue. If you are brand new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That way you stay updated on all the latest content that I put out. And without further ado, guys, let's just get started right now. And as always, guys, we gotta do this prep work, so let's get started. Everything you see here in this particular picture, guys, will be down below in the description box along with the recipe and all the ingredients that you see right here. So let's combine everything together. I got some baby portobello mushrooms that I'm going to combine with some garlic cloves, guys. I'm also adding my seasoning right now. Some kosher salt, some dry thyme, some Minces dash, some dry minced onion, some dry rosemary leaves, and some black pepper. So we're going to combine and incorporate all the ingredients together. We're going to close the lid and blitz it on the slowest setting. And we want to split it on the slowest setting just to chop up all the largest pieces so we can get it unified. And then we're going to take it to the highest settings. But before we do that, guys, we're going to scrape the sides with a spatula just to incorporate all the ingredients and combine together. And once again, we're going to close the lid and take it to the highest setting and blitz it to a nice smooth consistency like so. And once we get to that smooth consistency, guys, we're going to take the blade off. And be careful when you take that blade off because it's very, very sharp. That's one thing you don't want to do is mess with sharp items and get cut. But we're going to take our mixture and place it inside that bowl. And once we finish doing that, we're going to prep our Weber kettle. And as always, we're going to be using King Swiss charcoal as our heat source combined with our barbecue vortex. This is going to give us that extra heat that we're looking for. And then also we're going to be using a cast iron pan to cook our mushroom mixture in that particular pan right there. So we're going to close the lid and let it come up to temp. Basically, we're looking for a 275-degree temperature target. And we're going to open the thermos all the way and leave a 1/4 inch open in the bottom vent. Once it comes up to temp, we're going to open the lid and cook our mushroom mixture in that pan. But guys, keep in mind, this pan is going to be screaming hot. You hear that sizzle, guys? Oh man, love that sizzle. Now guys, also in this mushroom mixture that we have right here, it's fully packed with liquids. And we wouldn't believe the amount of liquids are in this mushroom mixture right here. Wow, it's crazy. But keep in mind, guys, that we're going to cook this down for about 5 to 10 minutes. And once we evaporate all the liquids, it should look just like so right here. You want it to be a dry consistency. And as always, guys, use some insulated glove to remove any cast iron pots or pans that you're going to be using. Meanwhile, we're going to prep our pit balls Austin XL and prep it so we can let it come up to temp. And as you can see right there, guys, the actual temperature outside my house is 40 degrees and it's nice and cold. We're going to open the lid, and if you have a damper, guys, open that as well. But if not, don't even worry about it. And once you see smoke coming out of the chamber, guys, we're going to definitely close the lid and let it come up to temp. You hear that roar sound coming from that bad boy right there? I love that pellet grill, guys. So what's your beef with me? Alright guys, so let's get back in the video. As you can see right here, I'm using some extra virgin olive oil to use as a binder. So just want to make sure we rub all sides. And then I'm going to add some kosher salt, because this is going to be our seasoning process for our beef. Now guys, just make sure that you use some kosher salt or rock salt or Himalayan salt, whatever you like to use.
just don't use no table salt. For two simple reasons. One, it's not going to be as healthy, and two, it's not going to make that much of an impact as far as the salt content goes. And I'm going to also use some ground black pepper here, and I'm using a little heavy coat on it just to give it that extra kick. I'm also going to be using my all-purpose barbecue rub, but as always, you can use your favorite barbecue rubs. And I'm going to season these nice and liberally just to make sure it's coated on all sides. We're going to let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes so all the flavors can combine together. Meanwhile, we're going to preheat our lubricate to 350 degrees. This is going to help us to give us that nice and golden brown sear that we're looking for on our beef Wellington. But before we do that, we're going to lubricate our cast iron pan with some canola oil. And canola oil has a higher burning temperature that will definitely help us brown that meat. Oh man, you hear that sizzle, guys? I love that sound, man. That's how you know your pan is nice and hot. And we're gonna sear all sides, including the top and the bottom. We don't want to cook it all the way through, you just want to sear the outside. This is going to help us trap all those juices inside that beef Wellington. Now I'm going to be using some spicy brown mustard instead of yellow mustard. This is going to be one of our barbecue twists right here. And I'm going to lightly brush it and coat it on all sides, guys. So it's time to build our beef Wellington up into 2 parts. So we're going to use some plastic wrap here, and I'm going to just overlap it in 3 different layers. This is going to help me ensure that I can roll it nice and tightly and build that shape that we're looking for. So let's build part 1 together. So I'm going to use some prosciutto ham right here, and I'm just going to overlap it on top of each other. This is going to be our first layer of flavoring for our beef Wellington. And guys, if you don't have any prosciutto ham available in your area, you can use thin slices of bacon. This is going to be the exact same thing as using prosciutto ham. We're going to take our beef Wellington and place it in the center. And then we're going to take our plastic wrap and use that tuck and roll method. Basically, we're going to try to layer this up and build a cigar shape like style. And this is going to be the way we're going to do it. The key is to make sure when you tuck and roll, we're going to do it nice and tight. This is going to help us firm up and build that cigar like style shape. And we're going to roll the ends up nice and tight as well, just to get that shape, that consistency we're looking for, just like so. And we're going to take this to the refrigerator and let this firm up for about 20 minutes or so. But meanwhile, we're going to do our puff pastry at this point. So we're going to take the puff pastry out of the box, and we're going to take it out of the casing. Now be careful, because puff pastry is very delicate and very fragile. So we're going to make sure that we are using caution when we're doing this. Just to be sure where our sheets of puff pastry are nice and flat and even on all sides. And I'm going to use a secondary sheet because my beef Wellington is a little bit larger than I expected. So I'm going to use both sheets of puff pastry. And I'm going to take the mushroom mixture right here and just flatten it down and layer on top of the puff pastry and create a square style shape. This is going to be our second layer of flavor for our beef Wellington. And also this is going to create that uniform look that we're trying to achieve at the end of our cook. So let's take our beef Wellington out of the refrigerator and place it in the center. And we're going to also use the same thing as we did earlier. We're going to use that tuck and roll method. And the same thing applies. We're going to make sure that it's done nice and tightly and make sure that everything is uniform to a cigar-like style shape. Just have some patience, guys, because this takes a little bit of time and work. So as you can see right here, while I'm pulling and I'm tucking, and I'm also making sure everything is done nice and tightly. And we're going to roll the ends up just like we did earlier and create that cigar-like style shape. Just like so. Yep. And we're going to also let this firm up for another 20 minutes or so, just to make sure everything is incorporating together. Meanwhile, we're going to crank our temperatures up on our pit boss at 450 degrees, and that's going to be in Fahrenheit. So after 20 minutes, our beef Wellington should be nice and firm at this point, and we're going to give this a nice egg wash. But before we do that, guys, you know I got to do something special here. You know I got to do something special right here, guys. Can anybody guess what the S stand for, guys? Can anybody guess? That's right, Smoking Jazz Barbecue. Alright guys, so we're going to give this a nice egg wash, and the reason why we're doing the egg wash is because it's going to help us give us that nice golden brown look that we're trying to achieve. And this is going to ensure that that happens right here with the egg wash. And we want to make sure we coat all sides, guys. And here comes the part when we make our design, just like Gordon Ramsay did on his beef Wellington. So I'm just going to do a little different here, and I'm just going to do a little different design. I'm just going around the outside casing of our beef Wellington. And once we finish doing that, we're going to take our kosher salt and sprinkle on top of our pastry, or puff pastry I should say. And once we finish doing that, guys, we're going to take our temperature probe and place it in the center. And this is going to help us give us that accurate reading once we are smoking it and barbecuing it. As you can see, our temperature has come up to the temp, and we're going to definitely smoke this. And guess what time it is, guys? It's time for some smoked flavor. Alright guys, so we're going to place our beef Wellington inside the middle of our pit, and we're going to connect our 10ng thermometer. And you can use any thermometer that you like, guys. It doesn't have to be this particular one, but you can use any one you like. So we're going to smoke and cook this for 20 minutes at 450 degrees, or until we reach the internal temperature of 123 degrees. As you can see, we was kind of close there, so we're going to let this cook for another 10 minutes. But here's a chart of what medium rare looks like. And as you could see, guys, we have reached that particular target temperature. Wow, she is looking pretty. Look at that, guys. Wow. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She is looking pretty, guys. Man, oh man. So let's slice her up and let's take a look inside. Matter of fact, let's give you a close-up look right here, guys. Wow. So let's do a side-by-side comparison. This is Gordon Ramsay's version of beef Wellington, and this is my version of beef Wellington. Wow, I think they are pretty close, guys. Alright, so time for the taste test. And I got a nice little healthy portion right there. So let's see what it tastes like. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh yeah. I think my facial expression says it all. And I gave it 2 thumbs up on top of that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video from the bottom of my heart. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That way you stay updated on all the latest content. And if you like this video, guys, make sure you hit that like button as well. And please share this with all your family and friends. Until we meet again, guys, this is Smoking Jazz Barbecue.